Next up is my good friend, Alex Corral. Now, a little bit about Alex. Some of you have heard Alex on my podcast. Alex is a phenomenal, boom-nominal leader in his business. And, there's a lot of things that I think when it comes to business that Alex has done that's been against the grain in terms of what you might hear. He's a little unconventional, but unconventional is really an interesting way to go about business, because when you do things that are unconventional, you create a different environment, different culture, different experience. One thing about Alex, and I'm just going to shoot out some accolades because I know he'll be too humble to say it, but this guy's grown a $2.5 million cabinet refinishing company in under 2 years. And he did it authentically. I've been with him every step of the way. He's built an amazing culture. They're doing at least 10 kitchens a week, and they're continuing to grow and expand. He'll get into what he's doing. Alex and I have known each other for over 10 years. Just a good friend with a good heart that's here to share some unconventional information with you from his heart. So, Alex, go ahead, take it away, brother.
All right, all right. Well, first off, I want to thank everyone on this panel, especially Tanner. Man, what amazing information you're getting right now. Like, you got to tap into all this phenomenal wisdom that's coming to you right now. Do you understand? Yeah, I'm going to take a little time to give accolades to all these people because they're taking time out of their day to give you everything you need to have a phenomenal business. Like, if you take all the golden nuggets that you hear today and apply, you can hear. If you don't apply, you ain't doing nothing. You can have a phenomenal business, be free, and live the way you want. That's what we're here for, right? That's why I started the business. And I just want to thank everyone on the panel. Like, everyone I've heard, absolutely phenomenal. I've been writing stuff down left and right. So I'm saying thank you for everyone who took their time to speak. And I want to say thank you for everyone who's taken their time to listen, because you attracted this information because you're raising your energy. We'll talk about energy. Don't you worry. You have to get on a different energy and frequency to allow this information in. Let the egos go, guys. Some of the things I'm going to say, might not be in your mindset, right? But you got to be open to it. That's how I keep growing. As I get better inside, my business gets better outside. Okay. So I urge everyone to open up. I'm coming at you today. I mean, hopefully, if just one of you get a phenomenal understanding of what I say, I'm happy. Okay. But I'm trying to reach the masses and really help you guys with all the stuff I'm going to liberate from my mind to you. So you could really be in a place where you're proud because it's you. Just make sure it's for you. Okay. Make sure it's right here for your heart. Okay. Make sure you're not doing it to look cool. Make sure you're not doing it just to have money. The money's great. The money will come, but do it for you. Do it for like that passion, that joy of spreading information and knowledge and helping people elevate. All right. That's how I grew my business, because I help everyone elevate mentally. And we're such a family. I never call my team anything, not even team. I call them family. Hey, this is my family. I go in the shop, I hug everybody. I call everyone phenomenal, but I'm going to get to the point. I know I could talk till 2:30, but I only got till like 1:15. Tanner gave me the hook right there. So I want to get you all this information. I wish you can see me because I'm very passionate when I talk. So when I share my screen, I'm not the most tech person. I believe it takes me away, but you'll hear my passion in my voice. I really dig deep into my inner self, realizing what I could do inside that may be holding me back to help me excel and grow and be phenomenal. Not only grow the business, but be happy, because you could grow something and be stressed and miserable, right? So you got to be really careful of your actions and your energy and how you're doing things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We got a lot to talk about today, but here, let me share my screen. Hopefully I don't mess it up. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. This is Cabinet Coding Kings. Okay, today, what we're going to talk about is the flow into your greatness. Okay, so I came up with something called boom nominalism. I say boom a lot. I say phenomenal a lot. I said it. I give a meeting every Monday at 7:30, and I would just say boom phenomenal. My wife's like, you should just come up with your own lifestyle called boom nominalism. I'm like, I will, and I did, and now it's a hashtag. It's a thing. It's my thing. This boom nominalism, I call myself Mr. Boom Nominal because it's what I've taken from a lot of phenomenal people, and I've taken in the information of how they live their life, and then I made it for me. So boom nominalism is for Alex Corral. Mr. Boom Nominal is that my highest self. So this allows me to grow and have something to share to the world that I created, a lifestyle. And if it's with people, awesome. And if not, I would say do something for yourself where you're creating something that you want to live into and be a lifestyle that you have a vision for. So when we're flowing into our greatness, boom nominalism really means it's evolving 1% every day through something I call HVEV to the highest power, which means highest frequency, energy, vibrancy to the highest power, I say, of God. Me and God, he's in every second of my life. That's how I keep evolving. High faith, you need a higher power. HVEV is AKA emotional intelligence. Okay. Here, you got to be able to go into and look at yourself in a mirror and make sure that you're only comparing yourself to yourself. And a lot of other speakers said it. This isn't about anyone else. Your life is about you. You got to let the ego go. You got to become humble, empty your cup so you can allow wisdom and knowledge in. Okay. It's super important that you know it's you versus you. As you change and become strong inside, anyone else who's bothering you on the outside, once you become like self-loving and confident in yourself, they don't bother you anymore because you don't need their permission to do anything. That allows you permission to have the ultimate potential. And that means you could do whatever you want if you believe in yourself and you focus not on what you can't do, because your brain is going to tell you all these things you can't do. You got to focus on what you can do. Elevate yourself. Okay. So then after you look at yourself in the mirror, you got to be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Okay. To be okay with the areas where you're weak. All right. Where you try to hide. And it's okay. You got to accept yourself fully. So then you could dive into those areas or find people to help you in those areas to elevate you, elevate the business. It's hard to do everything yourself. Okay. You want to bring in people who have phenomenal skills to add on to your phenomenal skills. They get happy that they get this opportunity to be their best selves in this phenomenal environment. Like I just added on an admin. She's phenomenal. Her name's Kaylin. She's great at organization. I'm not. I brought her with me all week to all my sales. She sat in my car with me. We just nonstop. And in 1 week, she's basically trained up. But what did I do? I was super authentic with her. I told her my strengths, my weaknesses. I told her the position, like super honest. And it is absolutely phenomenal. She's just the best thing that ever happened. And I attracted it to me because why? Because I work on myself and I'm becoming my best self. So phenomenal people want to be around me. You understand? If you're phenomenal, you'll attract the phenomenal. If you think you're the best and you can't let that go, no one wants to be around you. If you're phenomenal and humble and ask for other people to join you in your circle and be open-minded and also share your wisdom, you can have everything you want. Okay. I promise you, I'm going to tell you my backstory, which gives me credibility to speak in this circle of phenomenal people. Okay. So this is it. Today, I'm going to enlighten you on these certain topics. My journey from Alex to Mr. Boom Nominal. Alex meaning hopeless. Mr. Boom Nominal meaning unlimited potential. Okay. My most powerful golden nuggets during my transformation that elevated me the most. Boom Nominalism, the journey to freedom. How to holistically and organically duplicate and grow your business. Finding purpose in your business to overcome yourself and evolve. All right, these are great, great topics. Okay, I can speak on each one of these forever. So I'm going to condense it because Tanner Mullen's going to cut me off at 1:15. So here we go. Before we get into anything, this is a golden nugget. Nothing happens outside of yourself, the business, anything external until you change and do work on the inside self. I promise you, I grew a business. I had a ton of money. I didn't do inside work, and I felt like I was more impressed than ever before. Okay. So you want to work on yourself as much as you work on the outside world. Okay. Balanced man. Okay. Balanced woman, so that you could appreciate your growth and you can take the ups and downs. Emotional intelligence, self-love. You got to know it's the world. It's a back and forth, right? If something goes up, it's going to come down. When you get a lot of high energy and the business is in high growth, there's going to be something that's going to challenge you. It's the way the world works. But if you're in HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy, you can bulldoze through these obstacles. I call them blessings from God. Hey, thanks, God, for this obstacle today or this tough day today. It just makes me appreciate the phenomenal days, right? The phenomenal occurrences or business breakthroughs. That's what we're here for. If you want it easy, don't be a business owner, period. Okay, so here we'll start. My journey from hopeless to unlimited power. So my story, right, real quick. This is how I met Tanner Mullen. It was in the restaurant industry. I was running restaurants. Tanner came in. I trained him up, and he eventually, became my equal. And he's just a phenomenal human being. Anywho, so my story was, in the restaurant, I'm just going back about 10, 11 years in the restaurant industry. I was lost. I was hopeless because I was just trying to be cool and do what I thought the world wanted me to do to be accepted. So I had nothing. I was lost. I had no motivation but to be a cool person. I was pretty cool. I had a lot of things going for me. A lot of people would say, hey, your life's pretty awesome. I ran some great restaurants and nightclubs, but what did happen? I got into, thinking I need to get girls and I was doing, drugs and alcohol. I got into that stuff really bad. So 5 years into this, I have built terrible habits. Okay. I was in a hopeless state. The one thing that always helped me is even though I maybe hung out with the wrong people, they were still good people, but I always kept great people in my life. One, Tanner Mullen, a couple other individuals that helped me realize that was not the place for me. I'm talking about deep in all the bad habits. Okay. I had to resurrect myself out of there, change myself completely. Okay. I had a son, and I had to make sure that he had a phenomenal father when he was older. All right. So that's where I came 10 years ago. Hopeless, had to change my whole life. All right. How did I do it along the journey? The number one thing at first, guys, faith in God and believing in something higher than you. If you don't believe in God, a creator, whatever that is, but you need to believe something higher than you to elevate your mind to that next level. And you got to sit in what I call P3, phenomenal, powerful patience, is the journey of evolution. You got to envision the next levels. If you want to grow your business, you got to envision what that looks like, what it feels like. You got to have the goals, and you got to see how it looks. You got to put the whole picture together. You got to paint it in your head, in your vision, and then you can reverse engineer that. And then you can have like a plan, but don't stick to the plan. Like, it's the vision. You can have stepping stones, but obviously you might fall off a couple times, but you never lose the North Star. You never lose the vision. You focus on the vision. You stay on the vision. And that's how I got out of my dark, deep hole. And I slowly crawled out, and I kept coming up, and I kept coming up. So anyone out there who's going through tough times, you get to calm down, have a vision of what you want, make the goals. You're going to have to put work into it. Like, working on your inner self it's the same amount of work as putting it on the outside. You got to dig in and do the little things. Okay. The little things, everyday repetition, make the big hits. Okay, guys? Phenomenal, powerful patience. You sit inside in the vision of what you want, and don't let the external reality deflect your power for that vision in that direction. That's how you manifest it faster. You feel it in your heart, and you don't let it go until it's there. Okay. I'll go over a couple ways we could do that later on. The bank of energy. Okay. On my journey on my growth. Okay. So after, I would say, I leveled out and got into a point of where I'm not, missing the alcohol and the drugs and the girls, and I'm starting this new life of, intentionality and love, and, really trying to be the best Alex I could be. You have to work on your energy. You got to see where you're coming from all the time. And we're going to go over energy too. That's another slide later on, so I won't go too long into that. But right now, like, look where I came from, like hopeless. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have any skills besides the restaurant industry, but I gained so many skills that I didn't see that I brought to this. So I came to Orlando. I started working for one of my friends for like $750 a week. $750 a week, learning the cabinet industry. He said, hey, I need some help. All right, yeah, I'll help you in my transition to find something else, right? I ended up thinking it was a great idea. And then I kept wanting more. So I'm like, hey, let me do sales for you. Hey, let me build your operations. Let me do this, because I know how to do all these things. So then I started building this company with him. My beliefs and core values didn't match his. He was more greedy, and he wanted billions, and I wanted to be a phenomenal person and grow individuals. And so we didn't meet. At that point, you have to make a decision. If you're at a place that you don't love, I would have loved to stay with him and grow something phenomenal with him. I didn't need to leave. But if you're at a place where you're not getting treated right, okay, you get to stand up for yourself, love yourself enough, and make a decision. Okay, so I made a decision to start Cabinet Coding Kings. And in those processes, I had to be very powerfully patient, because I had 4 kids and 4 dogs and a new house and 30 grand in the bank, right? Before I did my first job, I went down to 400. I had 400. That's it. And then by the end of the year, I had 400,000. Well, not that much, but close. I'm just saying, I went all in on that. And if you don't have the courage and the mindset to do that, please don't do that. Because I had a skill I was working on that allowed me to progress that fast. But you can do steps to get there. Okay, I worked in this. I already had all the training and skills. I already built one company, so it was easy for me to transition to another one and build Cabinet Coding Kings, right? So my first year, I did over $1 million. My second year, 1.5. My third year, I was getting into 2 million. Now, today, guess what? In 3.5 years, I'm doing almost 3 million because I have a remodeling side and the countertop side that I interjected with Cabinet Coating King. So now we're full service for like a kitchen makeover. And then I opened up Cabinet Coating King's Dallas. We just finished our first job today. And it was a 6-month manifestation. In the beginning of the year, my guy wanted to move to Dallas. My main man, Eli, who I mentored, he's like, I want to go to Dallas. I'm like, let's open one there. He's like, how are we gonna do it? You know how we run things? We flow with it and we'll figure it out. Okay. We have all the systems. We just got to figure that out. And then we can help other people. So now he moved there in April. We're already booked out for a month and he already finished his first job in Dallas. How awesome is that? Another person I mentored heard what I was doing. I have another one in Virginia. Those aren't super profitable yet, but they will. I just quadrupled my business. And guess what? I didn't force anything, guys. It all came to me because why? Because I was working on myself and I was ready. I was ready for the opportunity. You got to be ready. Bank of energy. What energy are you putting out there? Are you ready to receive phenomenal blessings, or are you going to reject them because you're not in the right energy? We'll talk about that later. Boom Fecta, right? We got to look at the vision. Okay. We got to look at focused energy, action, and then discipline. So you got to get your vision, your dreams, your desires. Then you got to focus positive energy. So that's your action on your vision. And then your discipline, aka love for yourself, to stick to it. I heard this, it was phenomenal. I actually heard it today. Procrastination, okay, right, is what was it? Let me see where I wrote it down. Where was it? It was awesome. Well, I'll come back to it when I think of it. But it's literally the birth control to the birth of your ideas. It was basically that. Okay. So procrastination is the birth control to fulfilling your phenomenal ideas. Okay. So one thing you want to try to do when you try to procrastinate, go back to your vision, visualize, focus, see what you need to do, your action, and then put the discipline to loving yourself to do it so that you are proud of yourself and you're intentional about everything you're doing. Okay. I'm telling you, those three: vision, focused action, discipline, with the phenomenal energy. You can literally do anything you want if you don't let the distractions get to you. I promise. And once you're at a high frequency, energy, vibrancy, opportunities will come to you, but you got to be ready for them. Okay. You got to put in the work for them. You got to elevate to be able to make them successful. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go over goal manifestation 369 magic. It's from Nikola Tesla. If you all want to write this down, this is how it goes. This is something I practice. This is very phenomenal. Okay. This is boom nominal. All right. So you're going to write 6 affirmation or goals down. All right. What you want, the most things you want right now. Then you're going to say it 6 days. You're going to say them 3 times a day. Then the next 6 days, you're going to say them for 6 times a day. And then the next 6 days, you're going to say it for 9 times a day. So for 18 days, you're saying for 3, 6, and 9 times. And it says that this literally changes your DNA to act as the person to actually achieve these goals. And then right when you're done with those 18 days, don't stop, move them over, and then elevate them. Keep going with this stuff. Because if you keep saying this, the vibration of your voice, you're speaking it into existence. Okay. Language. Be careful of your language. Oh, I can't do that. I'm no good. Oh, I'm scared. You got to be careful. Your body's listening to you. That's what self-awareness means. All right. You got to be careful. This is how you build yourself to be a phenomenal business person. If you can't be a phenomenal person and hone in on your power, you're only going to be able to do so much. Okay. So let's move on. Perfect. Exactly where I wanted to be. Know thyself. Boom nominalism. All right. Boom nominalism is you. It's whatever you are. Okay. It's you versus you. Know thyself, meaning look at yourself in the mirror. Get a piece of paper out and write out your weaknesses. Write out what stops you from doing things. Get to know yourself. Have an information sheet just like the CIA would if they were coming after you to infiltrate you, right? Infiltrate your own mind. Have a sheet with your information of why you don't do certain things. And then on your journey, you're like, oh, this is happening in my mind. Okay, I can shortcut this and change my thought pattern so that I do get these things done. It's all about action, proper thought process. You know, if you can't think at a high level when you're trying to elevate and you're trying to build a business and go to the next level, you're not putting good energy in. Okay, listen, Albert Einstein said the universe and everything in it is created from frequency, energy, and vibrancy. Whatever you do, feel, act frequently is your frequency and will be your reality. Okay, so you gotta nonstop try to be aware of how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and make it a practice. It takes a long time. We were never taught to do this in school. We're taught to learn, memorize, and get good grades on a test. Go inside and learn yourself. Master yourself, master how you are so that you can elevate out of the bad habits and start new ones. If you can't open up and literally drain your cup of knowledge of what you think everything of all you know, if you think you know everything, you know nothing. You got to go into any situation and be like, all right, I know nothing about this. I'm going to be completely open and I'm going to, you know, feel it with my intuition. All right. And then you could come above and learn and download this information, any information from any situation. Okay. It's very important. HFEV. That's why I say HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy. I'm always like, yes, yes, yes. And I envision the best situations in my head so that I stay on a high frequency to be my best. I'm going to be honest, guys. My head and my body and my feeling, they come at me with vengeance. I'm talking about some days I'm like, I can't believe that my brain is talking to me like this. Like, it's just telling me the worst things, you know. So all that's in you, and you got to be okay. You got to be okay with saying, all right, this is who I was, my old thought process. I'm elevating, right, to iOS 20.2, okay? And I'm downloading that stuff, and this stuff's going to go away. But you got to be able to raise yourself to the highest level of yourself to elevate and take all this information from all these phenomenal people, because they're giving you so much detail, how to do everything. You got to apply it, but you got to be on a certain frequency, a certain vibrancy, a certain energy to really make it happen and make the creation and birth the creation from your mind. Okay. And then gauging yourself. You got to gauge yourself, right? What is your energy at every moment? So boom nominalism, like, it's all about energy. This whole world's about energy. So where are you sending your energy? It's an energy bank, right? Are you letting all the negative things that happen today take all your energy? Think about that. You're literally giving. Most people give all their energy to all the negative circumstances. And then they talk about it. What do you think their life's going to be like? And it happens to me. I'm like, holy cow, Alex, all day you've been in this situation about this customer. Then I cut it. And I'm like, no, let's see how many awesome things happen today. You know, I have food. I have all this. I'm better. You know, I'm on this phenomenal level, you know, where I've grown from where I was. Okay, so gauge yourself at every moment so you don't let yourself drop too low where you're making bad decisions at a low energy level, or letting, you know, people who maybe who are super naive get you to fall into their trap and give you their energy. Okay, be super careful of how you're spreading your energy. Okay, it's the most important thing, I promise. All right, it takes effort. just to be aware of yourself. We try to be so busy to block all that stuff out. You really got to concentrate on centering, quieting down, and honing in on how to tweak yourself. And that will make everything in life a million times better. And intentionality, guys. Are you aware of why you're doing things? Like, why do you do some things? Like, ask yourself sometimes, like, why do you do some things? Like, why am I doing this podcast or this right now? Why am I doing this? I'm doing it because I feel I've done so much work on myself, and there's way more information, but at least I could give this information to maybe one person out there who's going to love it. And I do it for the highest power, God, you're the creator, whatever you believe in, the universe. I do it for that. I do it to share the knowledge he blessed me with. Okay. That's what I do. I feel I am always saying I am God's phenomenal love, abundance, wisdom, worthiness, wealth, success, strength, spirit. I am that. And I get to bless everyone else through all the phenomenal blessings I get. That's one thing I do. I do a lot of stuff like that to elevate my mind to think totally different. And look at where I am now. Sometimes I'm like, how is this even here? But I put in the effort in the business and in myself to be able to elevate myself. Because I have a lot of people, Tanner, a lot of these guys, they elevated themselves at a young age to have these skill sets that they embedded so as they grew up, they were just phenomenal. Like, they killed it. Like, damn, look at these guys. They're just over excellers, overachievers. I didn't do those. I didn't do that. I didn't achieve the over exceller, right? I didn't build the great habits until I was forced to. Okay. So we don't want to have to be forced to do something. You want to do it in love, in your power, because you want to do it. You're going to create it, and you're going to will the work, and you're going to put phenomenal energy into it. Remember, whatever you start, you have to put phenomenal energy into it, because that's how it's going to be. All these people on this talk, they put phenomenal energy into whatever they're doing, and belief and confidence. That's how you got to do it. If you put scarcity and lack and any of those thoughts, guess what's coming in your world? I heard a law of attraction mentioned earlier. Okay. It's true. That is what it is. It's a frequency. So whatever you speak, whatever you think, whatever you feel, the majority of your day, that's what's coming to you. And if you could take full accountability for yourself and everything you do, that's when you can rise up, because you can actually make different decisions and think differently to be a better human being in this world. And then what's that do? That makes you a better business owner. It makes you a better mentor, teacher. Your business is phenomenal. All my guys have been with me 3 years. I'm growing the whole business with the guys who've been with me, and I've mentored. I trust them with my life. They have my mindset. They'll do anything for me, and I'll do anything for them. Like I said, I call them family. That's what they are. All right, let's move on. I could talk forever. Phenomenal culture, employee retention, and company growth. All right. So creating a family-based culture in HFEV to the highest power. So the highest power of God. That's what I start every Monday morning with, HFEV. Everyone, if you ask any one of my guys, they're like, oh, Alex will talk about HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy in every moment of your individual life, not mine, yours, where you're elevating 1% better than how you would have acted, thought, anything, etc. yesterday. So the goal for anything you want to do and pour into the company and culture is who you are. So I created Boom Nominalism, 1% better every day. HFEV, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy. Boom, baby. I have, you have to talk the talk and walk the walk. I did for 3 years, 4 years now. I've been saying the same thing over and over. After a year and a half of my business, I fired half of the staff and kept the half that I thought had a good heart. and regrew the company to doing 8 to 10 jobs. And we missed a little beat at first, but I still grew in revenue, even though I fired half the team. They were cancer, they had to go, but my energy that attracted them was greed, and I wanted to be better than my ex employer and show them I could be better. So my energy going into the company wasn't the bad, wasn't the wholesome, wasn't heart. Like it wasn't, it was for like, I want to be better than you. Okay. So I fired that part of me and the company. And then I grew a phenomenal place where I do 8 to 10 jobs a week. I don't go to one job site ever, unless the customer asks. And that's like maybe once every quarter. That's how phenomenal my guys are. They all do their job and they do it phenomenal and they love what they do. Anyone who isn't in HFEV in my culture, they get pruned. That's it. You know, I give them time. If they can't be elevated, that's it. You know, they have to be a certain standard and they got to be able to do the jobs and be accountable for them. If they can't stick with that discipline, you know, there's plenty other places to work, you know, and I still love them. I'm like, hey, you know, I fired a couple of people, but I said, you know, I always gave them words of wisdom and, you know, even sometimes left them with gift on their way out so they can, you know, still do like, I paid, I think everyone for an extra like 2-3 weeks after I fire them, just so they can keep bringing in some income. That's just me though. Yeah. That's not everybody. Then okay, I got 5 minutes. All right, Tanner, I got you. So to have an elevated company growth trajectory, I grow with all my own team who soaked in all my mentorship. I've never hired a person from like an ad. I know that's not the way to do it to grow fast, but like I've always attracted energy for people to come to me. And I always did it when it was time to grow. The next person came when it was time to grow. That's just how it went. And it's a phenomenal culture. And we're all family, and everyone's accountable. Everyone that comes in, they automatically raise their life because they just see everyone else. Everyone is such on a high level of humanity, of accountability, of ethics, that if anyone steps in to Cabinet Coding Kings, they have to rise up. No one with weakness can stay there. It just won't happen. It can't happen. This allows for a stress-free and flexible growth process. You have to let go of the micromanaging and trust your guys to do the right thing. Like I said, I never go to a job. I don't call my guys. I do just to say, hey, you're phenomenal. You're doing great. You know, I call the customers. We make sure the customer's doing phenomenal. But, you know, my guys are so on it and they know what their responsibilities are. I don't have to stress out about 8 jobs a week. With a phenomenal company culture and hands-on training, a trustworthy employee should be the outcome, period. Okay? That's who I bring into the play. And then power versus force. Don't force anything. If it's not ready, it's not ready. Be your own power. Raise your vibrancy, raise your energy so that it can be phenomenal. All right? And then when it's time to grow, you'll see it'll come. And you could prepare it. You could take all the numbers and you could bring all that with the vibrancy, with the belief, and then, you know, rock it off. Take off time, baby.
Alex, dude, thank you so much, man, for bringing this in. And, you know, guys, listen, Alex comes with passion about mindset. I mean, coming from where he came from just 10 years ago, you know, he was telling you a little bit about his struggles, his story, and what he's been able to accomplish since then. It's unbelievable. Alex and I did a few podcasts together. You can check them out, called Mindset Monday. We're going to get back into that again at some point, but just some wisdom being dropped about his journey, just starting up in Dallas, opening up and starting his franchise. So you will see Cabinet Coding Kings in different states, already selling jobs in Dallas and one in Virginia. So congrats to you, Alex. Thanks for sharing such awesome information. We're going to bring you back for the Q&A. We got Nick coming up and then Mike. So we're going to do a roundtable Q&A at the end, man. Love to see you there. Thanks so much, man. All right. So next up, we got Nick. Nick Slavic's coming up.